Alright, after a couple of attempted starts of this episode with either lousy car lineups or annoying weather patterns, haven't actually started the race. I've just reset this screen. You're here at, well, Imola. But ignore the fact that the name is basically a paragraph. It's, Imola is the name of the area, the name of the actual track, but it's a track dedicated to Dino and Enzo Ferrari, the father and son duo that founded the company like 100 years ago. Or close to it, at least. And I think we all know this track pretty well from Project Cars, or from, well, yeah, but also from Assetto Corsa. I'm gonna spit everywhere. Ugh. And our driver lineup today, not very much. I think that's Tyler, but again, the game has tricked me in this sense before, and it's actually been the 59. But this here is absolutely Vert Wheeler. Remember him? And today we are playing as Lightnin. Also, clones are behind us back there. HUD, please come back. I require you. Oh yeah, I have to change that. Hang on, I have to change that from before. No, I do. I want authentic. I do need them. I just don't need all of them. With the Bubbles episode or anything, I was actually having a hard time getting the car to even crash. You're Lightnin getting a little aggressive. That is also not Tyler there. That's 59, not 58. Again, I've been fooled, and now he's just braking in front of me. And that's Assetto Corsa. This is basically death. But here, it's still basically death because Vert just spun himself. I didn't touch him there at all. Oh god, more BMW or more Z4s and Renaults. This game just loves throwing those at me, doesn't it? Alright, let's just get through this. Where even is the turn? The fog has gotten even worse from yesterday, even though we've gone from England to Italy. Oh, there's the turn, and I'm drifting, and hi Audi, how are you? Okay, well... Oh, falling down the hill. Hi, Vert. Find some traction. Well, unfortunately, Lightnin hasn't had that much experience with this track. At least it's not as much as, say, Vert has. And not really being able to see it isn't really helping me either. Seriously, what is this? This isn't even fog. This is just a white... This is Superman 64. That's what this is. It's the Kryptonian fog, aka we're too lazy to actually make graphics. And I'm now well behind the opponents, but if the fog eventually does decide to go away, which it should, I can probably recover a few places from this when I can actually see where I am going. Lucky guessing, that was definitely close enough to where you are supposed to brake. Oh, I'm pulling a Vert now, okay. Lightnin, please. You know, one reason I threw away an event was actually not even because of like a lack of good opponents, because X3 was in that list, but because it was like raining a lot, and I'm thinking I probably would have rather had that, because even in the rain you can still see where the course is going to go. Because I'm not all that familiar with Imola. I mean, I've watched plenty of it, but I don't drive it more than like twice or 3 times a year. It's not exactly the most popular track, and I think I'm beginning to see that reasoning. This is just painful. This is just incredibly painful. It's just weird because the last time I drove this car, it basically was like my slave. I wanted it to mess up and it didn't. And now I'm trying to get the car to actually listen to me, and it's bucking me off like a rabid horse. Kind of ironic because there's a bull on the emblem of the hood, but and also in other places because that's just Lamborghini's logo. But it's a raging bull, but it's not seeing red. It's just seeing white. And the thing is, I did make like very small changes to the car setup because I noticed how grippy it was before, and I was like, you know, I could probably get a little more pace out of the car if I made the car a little more sensitive and just had it, so that was somehow faster when I had 2 spins instead of 1. I could probably get a little more time out of this car if I just, like, you know, made it a little looser, give it a little more freedom to steer. This has clearly been an incorrect assumption, as the exact opposite is happening, and the car is just now turning too much. The on-track surface temperature is like 60 degrees, however, so that probably isn't helping much. I think the fog is starting to dissipate a little bit. Ugh, that curb. That curb, like, has decided that there is now a bounty on my head, I'm pretty sure. You know what, screw it, this is gonna get boring. There's like 6 places I can do that, and I'm going to try and do it a couple of times. Yeah, I'm 24 seconds faster because I didn't stuff it in a wall this time. Who would have thought? And also because I kind of ignored 2 whole corners, but that is not the point. And indeed, the fog is now going away. It's a little late now. The, you know, damage has already been done heavily. And at this point, even 20 seconds away, I'm not sure how much point there is in even continuing the race. Because I am kind of far away. I don't think I can really even try it there. I could maybe do it here. Yeah, the sand isn't the problem, it's the grass that sends your car in every random direction that you don't want to go. But the sand just kind of bumps you up and down, and if your suspension is more than a little tight, the car should be fine. Well, I'm now only 15 seconds away from second to last. Yeah, second to last, I worded that correctly. Hey, there's a blimp up there. This car, this turn, this car, this something, god damn it. It's just funny, the ironic thing is, it's not turning, and that's what leads it to start turning too much, because I don't turn, it gets on that big huge curb out there, and the car just goes to infinity. And the wall! Now it's getting sunset, so I then, albeit slightly more, still won't really be able to see the turns. Can I even do it here? I think it's all grass. For entertainment, I have survived. I don't feel like I'm getting any closer because of that stupid frickin' turn that this car just blatantly does not enjoy at all. I mean, of course, if this Grease Lightning were the one from Universe 1, you know, where it's antagonizing the Hot Wheels drivers instead of working with them, this would totally be within character. But here, it kind of isn't. Yes, that is vaguely how you take that corner. Holy shit, is it that difficult? God! I've always hated this corner more, usually, but I guess it helps when I just kind of don't take it. That a lot of that dislike of the turn kind of fades into nothingness if I don't have to make the turn. I can now see my opponents. Catching them, however, along with actually making all of the turns to stay with them, is a very different ballgame. That's one heck of a lap right there. I don't know if I 100% trust cutting this turn, so I'll just take it like a normal person. And your corner means nothing. And just like that, I'm within like 2-3 seconds of them. At least of, you know, 13th. Not of everyone, just of 13th place. And this time again, let's actually properly make the next turn here. Not this one. This one's been fine, even though it's not been taken very well. It's also not trying to end my life. Ironically enough, when Raceman sustained his massive injury, which basically crippled him for a long period of time, that is precisely where it happened. In that same turn, that's basically made the first 10 minutes of this race totally pointless. I'm pushed to the very edge for that braking zone. I think one more track cut and I should be about with them entirely. It's funny because that always looked like the start-finish line, and it is the start-finish line on Assetto Corsa, but for this game, that's not where we start. And ignore. Man, Vert's not even in last. He passed an Audi at some point. It may have been the one that was stuck behind me, I think. The 79 car looked like. And again, like I said, passing them now becomes the goal, and that's logically should be harder. Ah, leg is cramping now. God, they're just out of here. What in the heck? He's like, doesn't care. Can you just aggressively block me? Hello? It's not part of the plan. Darn you and your worst handling, Aston Martin. Get out of my way! Turn, please! Alright, well, not sure, I mean, I guess, I don't know if completely not intelligent or not really enjoying Bruce Lightnin's gameplay of cutting the track, but nonetheless, kind of a jerk move there. Of course, this doesn't stop Bruce Lightnin from cutting the corner more times. Here comes a jump. Boing. I hate yellow headlights. They're so distracting and or off-putting. Okay, can this bumper just fall off already? Vert looking very loose up there. Incredibly loose. I don't know what his problem is. Just take full advantage. And there we go. Now we have like twins in front of us. They must be teammates. I'm not about to try and pass here. This road's barely wide enough for me to take the corner, let alone for me and an opponent to take it together. And same definitely goes for here, not doing it too wide here. We were coming to 4 to go at the end of this lap. Yeah, it should be 4 to go. Okay, that was definitely me. Oh, sorry, Vert. Sorry, Vert. Now I put him in basically last. I think with the opponent's aggression being higher in this race, they would have broke later than me, but I guess that is simply not it. Oh my god, car! Dirty air. I don't... For the unengaged, that just refers to the fact that I get behind the car and the air gets taken off of my wing. Nothing's pushing my car down to the track, and therefore I have no grip, and the car just basically decides it doesn't ever want to do what you tell it. Some cars, it's a bigger problem than others, and some tracks, it's an even bigger problem. But it is one big problem that's kind of plagued the F1 racing series for a few years now, because those cars are so aerodynamically built up that, yeah, the cars are really good in corners, but all of that greatness is removed if you get behind or really close to someone else's car, and it makes close racing and passing on the track almost impossible. Much to the chagrin of any fan that wants to see actual racing and not parades, which, I mean, is basically any actual fan of racing. I will not lose to this Mercedes, though. That is the one thing I will not allow. And we'll cut the course to avoid such a result. I don't have a choice here because I totally missed the breaking point. I wasn't paying attention. Will I be able to beat anybody else? I doubt it unless they cut the course again. What in the name of God is wrong with this car? We got another sun glare, so now I also can't see. I've been able to not see turns for... I've not been able to see turns for basically any amount of this race. It's getting kind of old at this point. Really? What is your malfunction? Okay, so apparently whatever setup change I made was absolutely a fatal decision, because that's made this car go from slavish obedience to you must die. I'd like if you gave me more room than that. You didn't exactly give me much room there. That really isn't my fault. Okay, now car. This is a corner, which means you have to take it, and you need to not slide around. This is not Fast and the Furious. Thank you. For love of all that is good in the universe. God damn it. Okay, this bumper rattling, man, it's getting grating as well. Well, as we enter the final lap before the sweet release of the finish line, it seems some of this race is Lightnin's made an ally, and apparently a much more dangerous enemy. Just hear a random bird off to the side of the track. The tree is very far away because I don't want any more shenanigans from him. Okay, well, we're just not staying on the road there. Other than finally meeting Vert, I would say that this race has been an absolute failure in every sense of the word. Lightnin is clearly not, or not anymore, the racer that so fast made him out to be. Because he's cheated many occasions in this race, and he has still gotten very minimal results, beating only one car, which he basically had to just push out of the way to even get that position. And he didn't exactly beat that one car by very much either, so... And that's backlash. Good job, Lightnin. This is why you weren't in Extreme Racing. And why you were a henchman car in Velocity X. Oh, what is it you're trying again? It worked so well the first time, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Lightnin, and so what was your plan there? Someone's a little angry, and you don't make good decisions when you're angry. And you wouldn't smash up your nice car for the third time. Yeah, and that's very karma backlash-ish ending. That is it for this episode of The Time Loop. Hopefully our next driver can be a little A, longer tempered, and B, a little more competent, because Lightnin is looking more like Sparky out here.